Oh, oh, the tunes are back. Oh, there they are. Well, here's Elon Musk. Adrian Dittman. Oh, I wonder. Well, there's some, how to put it, some speculation that Elon Musk has an avatar. Yes, he has a burner account on X. Now, I do like to well, how to put it, talk down to Elon Musk. Now, a lot of people say he's a very smart man. But what did he actually ever build? No, nothing whatsoever. He just, well, get the right people around him. And it's, when you start out with money, it's easy to make money, isn't it? You know, you just sit back and do a bit of Bitcoin if you like, I suppose. You have your wits about your mind and don't take unnecessary risks. It's not always a great idea. No. But, you see, Elon Musk, he seems to... If this Adrian Dittman is actually Elon Musk, and I won't be a bit surprised. I really wouldn't. And I've got some little video clips, not sort of audio clips for you. You make your own mind up on that one, for which we'll discuss in a moment. But also Brexit, we've got massive problems in the UK. There's no way to get around this. Huge problems. We've got a government that doesn't seem to want to grasp Brexit by its gajibas, get it by the balls, all right? No, we don't. And I'm not saying we can rejoin because I don't think we can. I don't think we can. Not because we don't. I don't want to, because I obviously would want to. It'd be stupid not want to rejoin or join the European Union. Things were so much better when we were in there. Businesses are struggling big time with all this extra paperwork. It's costing an absolute fortune. And Adam Paulson, when he said it was going to be shit, he was right. You know, that economist, you know, he was in the Bank of England and now he's left. In Peterson Institute now, he's at the, of economics. Very wise man, and he's talking about this quite a lot and give us good reasons why it's going to be shit. And he's right. All the way along, he's been right. And it's pretty bad. Now, I know the Brexiters don't want to admit it because they don't want to admit they made a mistake. Just like people who voted for MAGA. Alright? You just don't want to admit you've made a mistake, if there's any MAGA people here. And you'll learn. You will. Donald Trump isn't even in office yet. And already the divide is between MAGA, right? And technically, actually, Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Yeah, Donald Trump sided with Elon Musk over these flipping hell, these H-1B visas. Donald Trump said he even used them in this place, these H-1B visas. I don't know where he would be using them because he's not a tech mogul, is he? No, Donald Trump is no tech mogul. No, I think he must be referring to the H-2B visas, which is a bit more generic. So, it's... Oh, it's funny, but it isn't, if you know what I mean. It is really serious what's going on at the moment, and I know I joke about this stuff, and because it does make me laugh how people are sucked in so easily to this, well, this tribe, you know, from this MAGA lot, and so sucked into Elon Musk, and now Elon Musk has turned against them. He literally threatened them. He threatened them. There'll be a war like no other war you ever known before, or words to that effect. I just find the whole thing painful to watch in some ways, in other ways it's entertaining. Can't get away from it, it's entertaining. And it's just how it is, isn't it? You know, it's... Unfortunately, for decent people in the United States who didn't vote for Donald Trump, I know some people can say, well, there are some decent people who voted for Donald Trump, but I'm not going to say there isn't. If you vote for somebody who would say that he'd rather disabled people to just die, I'm sorry. There's no saving you. There really is no saving you. If you've heard that and you knew that, that is, you're either ignorant or you're just, well, a horrible, evil piece of work, you know. It's one or the other. And the amount of people who had used their vote but didn't even know what it was about, why they voted, or what they were voting for. I have to admit, I've probably done that in the past, to be fair. I'd never really used to follow politics, so I do understand in some ways that it's quite easy to have a complacent view of this stuff. You just like to get on with my life and just do what if you don't particularly take an interest in it, well then you're never really going to know, are you? You might hear the things like that sort of stuff on the news, but do you really take it in? Do you switch over to another music channel or chat channel or something, And when you're driving along in the car, that's the sort of thing we used to. I was too busy keeping a roof above our heads, working, went in the construction game, and it's just how it was, For many people like me, working class people, we didn't actually pay, not all of us anyway, pay much attention to politics. It's only been in the last, 10 years I've really taken an interest in it. And a lot of that's obviously in the last 8 years with Brexit. What a flippin' disaster that is. And we've got a government in place, the Labour government, who they say they want to do a reset of Brexit, but they just keep chucking down these red lines. And the EU comes back at us and they tell us that, we want to do, we're happy to do this, but we need that. They're all bargaining chips, aren't they? They're all things that are probably on the table, but only if, for instance, the price paid is high enough. So anyway, who have we got in the chat? Let's have a look what we've got here. Where is my chat anyway? Where's it gone? Where's my chat window? Now I've got my chat window. Here we go. Oh, hello there, everybody. I hope you're well. So, Evil Tiggs. Hello, Evil Tiggs. Hello from Australia. How are you, my good man? I am fine, my good man. My Aussie fellow. Oh dear. Donald Trump will be threatening you next. He says, that island? They've surfed and all that, He's going to take you over. I don't know why, but he'll come up with something. Yeah. Avatar, I thought that he always looked like a blue alien. Hello, Crystal. Hello, all. Personally, we should not left, but obviously it's going to be hard to rejoin. Yes. Very hard. And the longer we wait to join again, for me, it's not rejoining. Because you'd have to go through the process of actually joining. So it's you'd have to Article 49 and then go through, make sure you comply with the Copenhagen criteria and everything else that is required, which is quite extensive. They're getting quite hot on the national debt at the moment as well, which isn't very helpful. So it's going to take a good long while. And there's so many things we're signed up for or signed up to that go against the ethos of the European Union, such as these trade deals. And it's very, how to put it, frustrating. Very, very frustrating. We'd have to step back from a lot of this stuff that we have signed up to, such as that CPTP, TCP, TCP, TCP. Anyway, like from night test. So, but you calm down. What? But you calm down. What does that mean? Hello, Steve McGowan. UK poverty rate is 21% and growing. That is happening. I don't know about in Prague, but it is happening worldwide regarding poverty. Poverty is on the rise, which is sad. There's always the thing is though, these decisions that people make who don't really know what they're voting for are always the ones who are the worst hit. They always are. It's just a fact. So some people say, "Oh, it's education." I don't think it's education. Some of it I think is society as a whole, and same with crime. Where there's poverty, there's crime, and it always is. And if we had a better society, even if people are, suffering with poverty, people would pick each other up a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Look after each other. But we don't. We don't have a cohesive society. And if we had this cohesive society, we'd need less food banks, we need less of everything. And people you would hope, would get on better, but we don't. We don't have that. Everyone wants to fight all the while. And there's always one divide or another. And it's incredibly sad, really. It really is. And it's I don't know how much longer we can go on like that, you know? I really don't. Because it's not going to improve. And the current rate of things, how things are at the moment, it's not going to improve. You know, the first thing is people want to be able to feed their children, and they want to be able to put a roof over their heads. They don't want to suffer. They don't want to see incredibly rich people. Some people do because they kind of look up to them. But you've got incredibly rich people getting absolutely everything, and the only reason they're there is because the poor people keep spending money. Money sometimes that they haven't even got. The debt, that personal debt that people hold now is so, it's out of control. It's not sustainable. We're going about the national debt. What about personal debt? I've been there myself. You know, I've had so much personal. I'll show you again. Personal debt. There's the proof. All right. If you wonder what that is, they are credit cards. I chopped up, put on the barbecue, and stuck on a board. Just pick it up and have a look at it. Say, not for me. No, not anymore. Managed to get rid of it all, and never again. No debt for me. Haven't even got a mortgage. Thank God for that. It was a struggle. What we did is basically we sold our home in the United Kingdom. We moved to France, bought a cheap renovation property. I mean, literally, it was just, well, there's a cow in the kitchen when we came here. Literally. I'm not talking about the agent. No, I'm talking about an actual cow. But anyway, so the cuisine. So we bought a cheap property. We managed to clear all our debts off. So we have got no debt. We don't earn a lot of money. We don't. But at least we don't have a huge amount of debt. We've got a service. And the mortgage and stuff like when we were in the UK, it was difficult. You know, it's a hell of a lot of money to find. Even rent's a hell of a lot of money. You know, these days you're lucky if you can get a place for £1,000 a month, you know. Depending where you are, obviously. But, you know, when you've got a family, what have you, and it's just, where's the security in that? Where's the security in renting it it's really never yours, is it? It's not really ever your home because it's not yours. People used to aspire to be able to buy a property. The same in the United States and here in France. You know, it's getting harder and harder and harder, although it's a little bit easier here because the property prices are much, much lower unless you're in the cities. But it's difficult. How do you aspire to it? I don't know. It's almost like, oh, it's never going to happen now. You know, my son was talking about, you know, my youngest son was talking about buying a house, what he's going to need to do to get there. And the amount of mortgage he's going to need, he's going to need like 250 just for a little place for him and his missus and daughter. You know, he needs at least a 2-bedroom property. It's not going to be cheap, is it? And he lives in Norwich at the moment, so if he's somewhere around Norwich, and that's not the cheapest place now. It's really not. So it's difficult. It's difficult for anyone who wants to get a roof over their heads. And some people are turning to the road, getting a motorhome and travelling around the country in the motorhome. Some people get a boat, living on a boat. You know, it's just because it's cheaper. Well, not all boats, obviously. Especially these Russian oligarchs have got. But don't worry, in the United States, you've got your very own little oligarch. His name is Elon Musk, who is dictating to pretty much everybody now. He's dictating to MAGA, he's dictating to Donald Trump. But it surprises me when it all does it. Is Donald Trump just using them as that useful tool because of the money? He's the richest man in the world, apparently. Or is that Putin? Yeah, it might be Putin. Who have a huge amount of money. He can do whatever he wants, and he's basically bought his way into the government. He's like President Musk. And now he's pretending to be somebody else. Apparently. Allegedly. Adrian Dittman. Now, if you look at the name Dittman, for instance, or Adrian, they have meanings, don't they? Names have meanings. I did write this down in my notes here. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Dittman means famous person. Okay, Elon Musk. And Adrian is a bit of a twofer, I suppose, but it's it means rich. Okay, but also it goes to Adriatics, what have you, regarding where's my notes again? I keep going off. Okay, end of times, you know what I mean? So the devil. And there he is, Elon Musk. He's happy to be going about sucking up to the AfD, the alternative for Deutschland, a party that, quite frankly, is a little it's a little bit uncomfortable. Makes me a little bit. They do like to do the occasional. Let's see if I can share something with you. I'll have to have a jiggle about it here because I haven't done that yet. It's going to be in the wrong place, isn't it? Where is it? Oh, it's up there now. There we go. Him. This geezer here, right? Beyond, and he's a leader of the AfD. I don't know if he's still the leader actually, but he was. But he's been arrested so many times, gone through so many flipping courts and what have you over a period of time. It's quite funny to see actually, because he's clearly a bit of a crazy, yeah. But also it's there's a woman called, I think it's Alex. Let's have a look. Alex, I need to sort this out so I can get this up properly. Oh, that one's alright. That was just that one. Okay. Let's bring it down. Let's bring that down there. Now, so this woman here, this is Alice Weidel, and she's in the AfD party, and she's how to put it, well, you wouldn't expect her to be in the AfD party, considering that AfD party is a Nazi party, and she has a Sri Lankan girlfriend. So, obviously nothing wrong with that. But it does make you wonder, doesn't it? You know, is the AfD the same AfD as they used to be? I don't know. Maybe they're doing what... I don't know too much about them, to be fair. But have they done what Marine Le Pen has done? She's softened her stance. It wasn't doing anything for her because her father is a total blooming... Well, he's a Nazi. He ain't really Nazi, but you know what I mean. He behaves as one. The party is extreme right wing. Yeah, UK poverty 21%. Right, let's have a look at this chat. Should I get the chat? That'd be a good idea. Let's bring it into the actual. There you go, into the stream so you can see for yourself. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Where is it? Why isn't it coming up? That's strange. Right. Is that one? Nope. Is that one? Nope. 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 It's not letting me do it, I don't think. That makes no sense. Alright, let's cancel that. That is up there. It should show. Just a second. I'll try one more time. Just so I can bring the chat into the screen. That is odd. That makes no sense. Cancel that in. Well, I can't do it for some reason. I might be able to do it if I just bring it up. Oh, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I just want to so you can see the chat. So, normally it's a very easy thing to do, but it's not being very helpful. No. Right, so that's that one. Let's bring up the chat. I haven't even done an audio check yet. I talk to myself. I know what I can do. There we go. Right, let's click that one out. Slide chat. Pop it out. Pop out chat. There you go. There we are. I'll be there, hopefully, in 2 seconds. So, hello, Big Madge. Studios, didn't see you then. Mad Monk and Joe. Crikey. Got people there. Hello, people. Right, let's bring that chat back up again. I do apologise for this delay. There we go. And there we go. It's working now. Excellent. But where is it going to show? Right. There, not. Oh my god, how come it's like. Oh, crikey. Don't want it white. No. No, and it's too small. Right, let's make it bigger. That's better. Oh, well, that's too big then. We'll get there in a minute. Right, I'm sorry that's white. Don't know if I can do it from here. Top chat. I can't do it from here. I've got to do it via the YouTube. Anyway. Hello, Joe Lefty. Hope you're well. I could quite easily live off £500 a month when I had my boat. That's including bills. So it's £100 a week. 125 a week. So that's not bad at all, is it? Not at all. That's pretty good going. Hello, one angry pagan. All shorts. The two things I know that are pretty much certain is that the sea level rise and the effects of climate change. Everything else is uncertain. Everything's uncertain at the moment. Well, there's a hell of a risk that we're going to end up in another recession. Technically, I suppose we're already in recession already in the UK, but it's a bit mild. But a technical recession. Look, if you look what's going on in the United States at the moment, it's going to rub off on us. I just know it is. It happens every flipping time. It's quite depressing. I want some positive news for a change. It's quite nice that I've got other things that I do. Just get you down all the while, isn't it? You know, and it's like this. I'm covering my chin up. There you go. That's a bit better. So, right. Hello, Soup Donny 808. You can chisel out arrow slits behind the poster in your rental. What? What's that about? Let's go right down the bottom. Come a bit behind. I prefer a tech house session. Oh, okay. Into your music. I like my music too. You're an immigrant, not an expat. That's exactly the same as me. I live here in France, and I am not an expat. I find that word offensive. I think it's denigrating. Got a really bad tickle in my throat again now. Hello, George Washington. Macron on D-Day, plus 75 years next to Trump, turned from the camera and clicked his heels, and the proper salute at Rome. What? That was just stupid. Absolutely stupid. I'm not a big fan of Macron, but I do like some of the things he's done. I think he doesn't come over very well. He's a bit arrogant. Musk is grooving the gates of haze with his wonky donkey. Wonky. So anyway, talk about Musk. I don't want to. In a second, we'll have a look at some of these recordings that I've got for you from when Elon Musk was Adrian Dittman on it was like a chat room, and he's basically getting a hard time. No, we hear you, all should we hear you? Hey, they're a bit late, but all right, don't worry about it. Don't worry. What the hell's going on with me? But big match, hope you're well, my friend. Boo, the AfD, I know, the alternative for Germany, or Deutschland. It's I was calling them the scary party. You know, if you think Merkel's bad, but crikey. These people go around doing literally Hi Hitler and stuff, you know? Sieg Heil and all that, you know? Yeah, fascism, but it's happening everywhere. It's really concerning because you can see similarities with MAGA in the United States, and you got a Reform Party. Well, let's be honest, Nigel Farage. If you ask me, he's a bit of a Nazi. And then you got obviously the AfD. You got Marine Le Pen. You got what's going on in Italy at the moment. It's everywhere. Just the rise of the right is good, but they're so flippin' horrid. They're just so nasty. They're nasty. Yeah. They make a name. They keep calling me names. They do. They're nasty. Well, I hope you're not a Boeing because they keep thinking, well, their nose wheels keep falling off and crashing and burning. Surprised people still flying and things. Crikey. They've got some problems. Reunification may have been a mistake for Germany. We go, oh, well, yeah. With the East. It's basically Russians, really, weren't they? When I think about East Germany, what have you, some of the engineering that used to come out there, such as cameras, the old Zenits, old Zenit cameras. Then you had, I think, was it Pratica as well? I know Zenit. And then you got Lomo. Oh, crikey. Oh, there's loads of them. Russian engineering, it was very brutal. But I can remember a stealth, what they called a stealth camera. It had like a 1,000mm lens on like a pistol, like a gun. And it was a camera mount on the gun base. It was just hilarious looking thing. Hitler was baptized a Catholic. Oh, okay. Well, to be honest, I'm not that keen on that either. You know, religion seems to be, well, a trigger for war. It's an excuse. It's an excuse. Whatever religion it might be, it seems to be an excuse to war. That makes no sense to me. It seems to go against everything that's written in the Bible. They shall not kill. Oh, timestamps. Yes, good point. There we go. Good point. Thank you, mate. Thank you, Mad Monk. He's reminded me about my timestamps. Makes it easier for when I'm actually, because I can correlate the two together. And that way I don't end up, oh, crap, I'm way behind here. Because you guys were talking quite way before me. Joe, hello there. Very well. And N14NI, IDC, about crime. We've got hundreds of millions of guns, many owned by women. Whereabouts? Oh, in the United States. The idea anyone's going to invade the United States, I think that is not going to happen, is it? You'd have to wipe everybody out first. You know, with big bomb or something, because they've just got guns everywhere. They're just everywhere. They're just, it's just nuts. There's a film called, I think it's a Red Mist or something. I don't know what's called something. Where North Koreans end up taking over areas of the United States. They ain't going to happen. There we go. The Catholic Church beat all the religion out of me by the time I was 8. I ran away from the Catholic school. Blimey, Bob. Don't blame me, though. Quite frankly, it's just... they're hypocrites. They go on about all this stuff, and they won't open their doors for those who are sleeping on the streets. You know? They don't do enough for not just those sleeping on the streets, but the homeless. People, sofa surfing, and they don't do enough. They really don't. If you want to bring people on side, you have to make yourself present. You need to be there. People need to see you. They used to do. Hello, we Scott's dog. Hello there. There's more guns than people in the USA. I hope you're well, my friend. There's more guns than people in the USA. There is about 2.5 guns per person or something on average. Something crazy amount. It isn't just guns. They've got bazookas. They've got bazookas. They've got everything. They've got blooming, I don't know, what they call those mines that shoot outwards. Oh, crikey. Oh, anyway, hand grenades, you name it, they got it. Apparently the right to bear arms. That's ridiculous. That's really got to be reined in, It should just be, I don't know, maybe it should just be just handguns or something. Maybe that's a baby step. Quite a big step, actually, but that's what they need to do. I don't have one, but I am thinking of getting one. No, you should, Gingers. Maybe you want guns on turrets. Stick them up. Yeah, that's it. Maybe on that fence where that horrible dog is. They keep biting you. Or biting your dog. Was it biting you or your dog? I can't remember now. A claymore, that's it. A claymore mine. That's it, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, questionable absanity. Didn't see you there. Thank you very much. Don't forget to boot the little like button. There you go. All right. There you go. There it is. Australia has milk crates, and we actually had someone disarmed a knife attack in public with one of those things. Well, yeah, you can do, because you put it in and twist it. You know, that way, you can twist it. Because all the little holes. Just whip it straight out of the hands. If you've got milk crate handy. Who goes round with a milk crate? Come on. Blimey. Doesn't happen, does it? Alright, anyway. There's this post here, right, by this guy called Charles Johnson. Is it going to line up? There we go. This guy, don't get me wrong, I'm kind of like a bit split on this. I have a little because this guy is a MAGA hat. He's Trump supporter, very much so, and he also has his conspiracy theories and maybe that as well. But he's just I wouldn't say he'd be somebody I would really want to. I feel I've got my head cut off and stuck on top of the block. But what no? I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to raise my seat a little bit. There you go. Is that a bit better? Not quite. Oh, crikey, make any bloody difference. A little bit, maybe. So how Elon Musk's Twitter alt account, Adrian Dittman, was unmasked. Well, it was unmasked by this geezer called Charles Johnson. And I don't even see his little avatar there, but he's got like aviator glasses on in his beard. No, I don't know. I don't know what you think he is. Anyway, he doesn't do his zip pockets up top there. They look a bit weird. But Elon Musk, right, was exposed by this geezer as Adrian Dittman. Now, there is a possibility that it's not true, but there's a possibility that Adrian Dittman is actually somebody else pretending to use to be Elon Musk, using some kind of modulator software or something like that, you know, or a voice mod, something like, you know. But it's not that easy to be that close. They're pretty good if they do it on their own back, but to actually do it as voice modulation when you're speaking is actually really complicated. It's very, very. It takes a lot of power to do it because it's got to keep up. You know, I was going to be a delay. So recently, he says, I attended a Twitter space, this is literally a couple of days ago, where I exposed Elon Musk's alt account and Elon Musk alt account has a fraud to his face. Well, not to his face, through his ears, because you can't see him. So take a listen. This is the first little this clip here, right? Some of it is it's not really legible, to be honest. I'll speed past some of those bits, but it's quite funny. I have to admit, I've actually got another recording of it, and maybe this one's better to start with. Yeah, maybe that one's better. Let's just do that one instead. Where's Twitter come up? No, I got Twitter coming up. Oh dear, where's Twitter? Can't see the Twitter. Right. Well, I did have it come out. Just a second. There it is. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Cover my face up. Alright, so it's a short clip, this is, as it makes more sense.
You're just proving it more than anyone. By the way, we know that there's several federal grand juries going on against Elon as we speak on the self-driving car fraud that he did, which killed people on our freeways. So yeah, we can have a conversation about Elon.
So 100%, man. I think I understand what your position is. You just hate Elon, and you're just looking for an outlet to push that.
I can't wait for him to get to jail. I don't.
He's not a criminal. You're a fucking idiot.
I want him to stop.
You sound like the Discord. You sound like the discount rip-off Wish.com version of Keith Olbermann who wants to fucking arrest everyone just because they don't agree with him politically.
No, I don't think so. I've actually.
You're like more pathetic than he is because he actually has a job.
I've seen the files on Elon, as have a lot of people who are in here who've done intelligence work. We know that he's very close to the
intelligence work. He's sounding very smooth-brained for that kind of level of work. Just saying, man.
We know it. It's not a secret. And by the way, increasingly we're doing analysis on people using voice modulation technology on X. So we know who.
You know how retarded you're gonna sound when, like, one day who I am is gonna come to the surface and you realize how wrong you are about all this.
We already know who you are. Just to be very clear about
Who
this.
am I?
By the way,
Who am I?
Elon
Who am
Musk, and we know it full well because we've had your
This guy is so fucking stupid. You know, for a second there, you had me like worried or something. No, man, I just realized that you like right back in the trenches. You're like so deep in the trenches. You make the crypto trenches look.
All right, we got Clint Russell in here.
There's no. I'll do the other clip in a moment, but it definitely sounds like Elon Musk. And when we say, for instance, look at this, and we go further down here, whereas here, this these waveforms here of Elon Musk that we know is Elon Musk, and also of Dittman, are very, very similar. They really are. And here we go. So now it's just the laughs. It's too creepy. Oh, come on, it's too creepy. So they're both. Oh, stop! Please stop. Both waveforms are actually playing at the same time, and they're actually matching up. You know, that's quite unlikely, isn't it? You know. So anyway, this geezer here, he goes on anyway. So he once exposed them. Now I got my doubts. If it's real or not. But either way, it doesn't matter. It's still funny. So. Even if it wasn't Elon, and it's not physically Elon in the flesh, he reckons there, this guy says it's an account controlled and operated by Elon X that represents him in every way, shape and form. But of course it's actually Elon, he reckons. So I'll be uploading the video which more or less confirms it. Now, Elon knows me in real life, so I wasn't surprised when he made a number of errors. He talked over me, etc. There are several grand juries investigating Elon now, and it's only grand juries investigating. Does it work that way? I don't think it does it? Just listen to the laugh, and it's proof positive Adrian is Elon Musk. The voice print is identical. It is. It's going over top of each other. Unless he's doctored it, maybe. The other thing is, he actually, Adrian Dittman, tripped up a couple of times. He's talking about referring to Elon Musk as a third person, as somebody else, as Elon Musk, using his name. And then a few times he tripped up and he said I, as the first person. So if Elon or any of his cronies retaliates against me in any form, I'll just sue him for what he did to me. There's no use suing Elon Musk. You wouldn't stand open now. You'd need a huge amount of money behind you and a really clear case. Oh, there he is. This is the geezer. What does he look like? He's on chips or something. Oh, dear. Oh, dearie me. Yeah. Look at those pockets. That pocket is full of crap. Those two pockets. Yeah. Oh, you can't see it. Those aren't zipped up. And he's a bit of a strange one. So, you have to have an element of doubt here, don't we? Oh my God, Elon Musk. Oh my Gideon. So, how does Elon Musk refers to how do you refer to his stepmom, stepsister? They're the same thing. Since Elon Musk remarried a woman with 2 children, brought them 2 children up, then decided to have 2 babies with one of those children, one of his stepdaughters. That's Elon Musk's father. That's messed up. That's like me having children with my eldest daughter, Karina, who has been on this channel before. That's just weird. That's just so. No, thank you. Blimey. It'd be, oh God. Yeah. Don't laugh. Looks like an actor in the Hangover. Oh, Hangover! Well, yeah, it does with a handbag, with a bag, man bag. What's his name? Yes, red state Democrat. Resist. Oh, crikey, you need to. Red state Democrats, they need to stand up and fight. They've got to stand up and fight with your sword. Yeah, we've got one of them in the UK, you know. Luckily, not in government, thankfully. In all fairness, what you were spared because the USA calls beer. What USA calls beer is a joke. Evil. You even hear of the wave of protesters in Florida beaches were white only. Flippin' hell. It took a long time to make the proper change, didn't it? So I've been watching a few films that sort of thing recently. I can't remember what's called. Harriet, I think it's called. Harriet. Was it a film or was it a series? I can't remember. No, it's a film. And that was a very interesting film during time of racism, you know, and that's sort of kicking off slavery. And it's shocking. It is shocking. We've all seen, in the UK, you've probably seen, my age, you've probably seen programs like Roots and what have you. And it was deplorable. It's deplorable, and what I think to be associated with, really, you know. I just. They considered a black man a dangerous man if he could read, basically, didn't they? This is horrible. Not a great past at all. It might get dangerous here for non-MAGA. God blimey. Is your state, Gingers, is it a MAGA state? Hope not. I have a large array of drones. I have a few drones, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's an array. And they don't have guns fitted to them, but I suppose it's possible. It's self-reinforcing. If everyone else has one, you'd want to have one too. Yeah, it's true. Just make sure you get. I don't know if you've got any experience with a gun. Just make sure you get down a shooting range and get some practice in, some training as well. It's not just knowing how to shoot the blooming thing and hit a target, is it? It's about how to look after it, so it doesn't fail you and doesn't. Well, you don't rusting, do you? You don't have a rusty gun. Snacky Munchie says, what's going to happen at his compound he's going to have with his wife's his kids. Mine's with a cult there, yeah. Casper. We've got Casper here. It's Casper. I can't see Casper. Oh, Casper Northerner. Hello, my friend. I hope you're well. Oh, okay. Beans, everybody is here, and so is Mad Monk. Hey, mate. Hey, oh, look at that. It's a dancing baby. He's got a bit of a stutter. Okay, up. So, oh, I see. Nicky Valentine says, the only time I heard his dad was when he was asked whether he was proud of Elon. And he said no. I wouldn't have thought Elon been particularly proud of his dad, would he? You know, the whole having it away with your daughter-in-law, stepdaughter, sorry. No, it's just wrong. Your full cousins. Been watching you, and I know you think Coco, but Kamala comes back. I hope Kamala comes back. I do. I think Kamala Harris would have been. Well, I think she'd have been phenomenal if she had the reins. As vice president, she didn't really have a lot of power, did she? She's there to step in or be you know, on the border and what have you. And even they tried to get through, they blocked anyway, didn't they, regarding the border? Additional border force and all that. maybe more saw blades on boys. You know, boys. Okay, in the UK, we say boy, as in not as in a boy as in a boy, a boy as in a floating boy in the sea. But in the USA, do you call him buoy or something? A buoy? A buoy? B-O-U-Y. Or have I got it wrong altogether? Yes, promise. He does it because he loves you. That's right, Mad Monk, I do. Why do you hate me putting that dancing baby on? Oh, I love you, Mad Monk. That's right. See, Ginger's nose. Appreciate you. I thought it's a little, it's precious. He is a precious little dancing Chinese baby, or Korean, or whatever he is. I don't know. We criminals, it's going to come. Oh, God, we criminals, it's going to come out. The Merry Wallopers. Hang on, what's going on? Hey, cast me a member for 18 months. Wow, well done, mate. Cool, thank you. A boy is a very offensive. Oh yeah, that boy, as in not that a B-O-U-Y, as in a floating boy, as in it bobs about. Yeah, markers and might be a rock underneath or something, or mark the entrance to a harbour. My partner speaks a mix of American and English. She studied English but learned American watching TV and movies. Blimey. I voted for Obama twice and I missed those days. I bet you do. Because it's, as things stand, it ain't very good, is it? Anyway, if you want to support the channel, there's the super chats down below. Okay, let's get rid of that out of the way. So, I'm going to be doing my horizontal lives again soon, as well as I'll probably have one day I do a horizontal chat. Might be today, actually, the Sunday, because I think I'm getting on top of myself at the moment, so I think I'm okay. So I might get back to doing those, who should be scheduled, and then carry on with the vertical lives whenever I feel like it, if you know what I mean. Whenever I've got anything to say. So yes, Elon Musk is trying to be someone else. It's caused a huge amount of problems between MAGA and Elon Musk and Trump. Even Trump is getting a little bit of grief, but quite frankly, it's Trump. As far as the MAGA lot is concerned, they'll just go with the flow, as far as that's concerned. But people like the more extremists, such as Steve Bannon and Laura Loomer, anyway, whatever her name is, they are obviously going to keep running back, and also Nick Fuentes as well. Well, Nick Fuentes fell out with Trump ages ago. Now, Nick Fuentes, he spent a lot of time at Mar-a-Lago as well, having burgers. These people aren't great, you know. They're just foul individuals. They really are. Right, so I want to do a little bit about Brexit, because there's this article that happens to be in West England Byland Times. What's the time at the moment? Oh, it's 49 minutes already. I'm struggling with I'm really phlegmy today. I'm struggling with that. Part of my fibro. I produce too much phlegm. Lovely. Do that a little bit. So, now I don't think we stand a hope in hell, all right, of getting any closer alignment with the European Union. I just don't. I just think that it's grandstanding, I suppose, or is it grandstanding? Just to show that you're actually doing something. Because Donald Trump, Keir Starmer's going to be heading to the EU in January. Potential discussions. They got a 150-person team apparently that's going to be working on this to try and renegotiate the deal. The reset, how about they call the Brexit reset? Now, this is Keir Starmer's idea. This has nothing to do with the EU. The EU hasn't said, "Oh, we're going to have a reset." It's all a case of really, what can you do for us, and we will consider what we can do for you. And it's a transaction. If we don't actually offer anything, and currently it doesn't look like we're going to, he might surprise me. I hope he does. I hope he surprises me and softens this current mess that we're in, and that's what I would hope. I really would. And is there a possibility that we could end up having closer alignment in one way or another with the European Union, customs union, freedom of movement and stuff like that, but not necessarily in the EU? I've got my doubts, because obviously people like Farage are going to kick off, and he's gaining a hell of a lot of support at the moment. I know it's only former members, considering Nigel Farage hasn't even got a proper political party, and from what I've read, it's not even possible to do. Currently, it's set up as a shareholder, shares and what have you. The way it's set up, you can't do a lot about that now, because effectively what you do is you'd remove people's shares, and you can't do that. You can't just take their shares away. So that's not really possible. So the thing is, you see, he should have set it up differently in the first place if it was going to be a limited company, which is stupid. Why can't he just set up a blooming party like any normal person, or a normal political group? But no, he had to do it as a limited company. I don't even understand even how that's correct or how that's allowed. But no one said anything, so I suppose it is. Now, it's been gaining a hell of a lot of support, over 140,000 members, which aren't members, are already subscribers, because it is a limited company. So you're literally just subscribing. The money goes into the coffers of the party, which isn't even the party, it's a limited company. So potentially at the end of the year, if they haven't spent that money, those fees that have been paid for the subscriptions are potentially go into the shareholders' pockets. What happens there? That's misleading, isn't it? I don't think they will, because I think it's going to be too dodgy. It'll be too obvious as well, because you can see it. Because you can have a look. You can look at the accounts, the submitted accounts, if you want, on Company's House. So that is for me. I just can't see it actually happening. But the damage that has been done by Brexit to the United Kingdom is, well, it's extreme. And it's getting worse by the minute. Every day there's something new. And meanwhile, all the people who already said, Brexit is damaging our business are already having to struggle with it. And for over 4,000 in the UK, over 4,000 construction firms went bankrupt. 4,000. I can't remember what time period of it was, just last year, I think it was. But that's a hell of a lot. And as a result, we're not going to be able to build those 1.5 million homes. And a lot of this is down to Brexit. It's the same what's going on in the United States regarding MAGA and getting rid of all the Mexicans. All the people working on the building sites, basically. They might be undocumented migrants, but they're working on building sites. They are working, they are contributing to the economy. Also, they're building houses for people to live in. So they are fundamentally important. And when you see what a particular economist on, I think it was on, what was I watching? I've been CNN or something. There's an economist on there, and he looked at the effect of Kamala Harris's economic plan and the effect of Donald Trump's economic plan. Kamala Harris was kind of like fluttering about, which is kind of be expected in the current times. It was as was, hadn't really changed much. But Donald Trump just plummeted, just went like that. And the main cause of that was this actual migration plan of actually getting rid of the migrants and sending them somewhere else. I don't know where you're going to send them, but send them elsewhere. takes them away, takes them out of the workplace where jobs need to be done. It's mental. It's just... Will he actually do this, or is this all grandstanding? I don't know. Will he get to the stage when he's going to have people around him say, well, no, you can't do that. That's stupid. You can't do that. Was it just him fluffing up to, fluffing his base with rhetoric around dealing with the migration in the United States? Because people like, for instance, Laura Loomer and Steve Bannon and Nick Fuentes, all those kind of people, the extreme MAGA, they want immigration to stop, period. They don't want any immigration. And it's kind of a bit like the Reform Party, they used to tout in the Reform Party a one in, one out policy. That's not even manageable. You can't manage a one in, one out because there's no way of knowing what's going to happen. How many people are going to leave the country? And what if those people are British citizens and they decide they want to come back? You can't stop them. All of a sudden, you've got the same situation again. It's not realistic. So, since the Brexit referendum, consistent and growing voices from all quarters have presented irrefutable evidence of Brexit's economic and social damage and called for action. The initial aim was to stop the wretched vehicle in its tracks, and then from 2020 to urgently consider the case for rejoining what we foolishly left. Now let me increase the size of that because that's tiny. Tiny. Oh, good. Formats is good. Right, so the UK is now living the nightmare, which was accurately predicted, reducing trade intensity and investment and increased border friction. And uncertainty, higher consumer prices and lower choice, depressed living standards. Lower choice because many exports or people importing into the country, say for instance from the EU, have made that decision a while back now, ain't worth the candles, not worth the hassle. And then you've obviously got the delivery drivers, the lorry drivers and what have you, where you've got the cabotage, one drop off plus one, which basically means they can either do two jobs or two drop offs. So if they're doing a full load drop off, they could do two of those. Okay, but let's say for instance they've got a mixed pallet load, and all these pallets are going to be in different places. It can't work, can it? They'd have to be transferred to a British vehicle, which doesn't make any sense. You see, before they would just go to each site and drop off a couple of pallets here, a pallet there, blah blah blah, or ride on lawnmower over there, or above ground swimming pool over there. That sort of thing. Can't do that anymore because of cabotage. So a lot of these companies have said, well, we're not exporting to the UK anymore, which limits your choice. And the same foodstuffs, and it's going to get tough. It's always been tough. The supermarket's done extremely well actually to keep food on the shelves, even though there's been massive gaps. Could have been a lot worse. It really could have been. So apparently there's 40 billion lost tax receipts. Where's my mouse gone? Oh, there it is. Lost tax receipts. Now, as the recent budget revealed, 40 billion in lost tax receipts as a result of Brexit are to be painfully extracted in the way of tax rises. What else can they do? There's still services to pay for. Now, everyone's given Keir Starmer a hell of a hard time. Don't get me wrong, he's got zero charisma. I don't think he's the right man for the job. I'm not going to say he's necessarily doing a really bad job at the moment. You think I'm mad, I know. But they've only been in 6 months. You can't do anything in 6 months. What can you really achieve in 6 months? Not anything you're going to really notice, apart from the announcements. Because a lot of these announcements don't happen straight away anyway. Should we actually just give them a bit more of a chance? Because just give them, it feels to me that the Labour Party have been hammered constantly at the moment. I'm no lover, all right? I'm not really a Labour person. I'm more of a Green person, me. But I don't think it's fair. Because the amount of crap that the Tories put upon us, and it was just kept quiet. No media coverage, no nothing. Just like Brexit, there's no media coverage from 2019, like on the BBC and what have you. None whatsoever. There's just through fringe papers in the Guardian. That's about it. Talking about this, and it's exposing the lies. And obviously for YouTube channels such as this one and various others, but it's not going to solve. None of this is going to solve the problems that we're facing at the moment. A 40 billion loss is a shitload of money. It really is. And when you consider we've got so much national debt, and let's be honest, Keir Starmer's probably going to have to borrow more, which I really haven't got a huge problem with if it's for infrastructure spending. It has to be for infrastructure. If it isn't, well then that's just dead money, isn't it? It's just propping up services. That should be coming out of GDP. But we need to be investing in construction to make people's lives better, and housing and all sorts of stuff. I've said this before, we're building the wrong houses in the UK. We really are. We should be building houses and factories. Low loader. A week, stick them up. It's done. It's quick. And controllable. Also, where there's labour shortages, you can train people in factory settings. It's very difficult to train people on site because there's so much safety regulations for a start, especially on site, because everything's irregular. In the sense that the ground's all muddy, because it's rained, everywhere's muddy. You've got wet scaffold, all these little things, the risk assessments you have to do to make sure people are aware of the dangers. But it doesn't always. It doesn't pan out, but it's building houses the way that we are, which aren't energy efficient. They might say they are, but they're not. And they're not efficient houses. They're not built to last. Is to me is just madness. I've built houses. I know what it takes to build a house. I've worked on these sites, and they're rubbish. Absolute rubbish. They're not. Half of them aren't even double skin walls. They're just dry lined. The pipe work, oh my god, when they're using Hep 2O pipe work, was literally just drapes across the walls and daubed and dabbed with plasterboard on the inside and just skimmed. It was horrendous. No. See, in the olden days, when we used to say do plumbing or electrics, go across through the floor joists, what have you, down a wall to a socket, but everything, you knew that above that socket was a cable. Regarding plumbing, above that pipe comes out, it either goes down or it goes up. You knew it was there. You had a fairly good idea whereabouts it was. But no, there's plastic piping everywhere. It's horrendous stuff. You can find it these days because there's a thin layer of metal in the pipe, in the Hep 2O pipe work, like speed fit type stuff. And you can pick up with the the stud finders and stuff like and pipe finders. But they're not infallible. And not everyone's got one, so I just hate to see it. But I think the old houses that were built during, like for instance, the United States, the New Deal, 1950 after the Depression, and houses in the UK, same sort of period, they were built. They were solid homes. But anything built from like 1970s went downhill, especially 90s and the early 2000s onwards. Terrible. We're still doing it. We should be getting out of that older box, and we should be building houses that fit a modern lifestyle. And not necessarily long term. Because they have a shelf life now. Because we're moving so fast technology-wise. We're moving so fast. People are going to want something different. They're going to want to move on. And they're going to want something different. Because those houses won't fit modern lifestyle. We're heading so quickly down this technological era. Homes they're not going to be the same as what we expect them to, what a house is supposed to look like. Little cottage with its picket fence and little gate. No, it's all going to change. But hasn't yet. I think it needs to change. I really do. The UK has left the EU and will continue to suffer the consequences of its decision. An election of Trump as US president will do nothing to help. You ain't kidding. That's really scary. And as a level of discontent increases, so too will the eventual cry to not join the European Union under convenient narrative that Britain's problems are due to Brexit. How many excuses of Brexit have we had? War in Ukraine, pandemic, you know? What's the latest one? Fuel, I don't know, whatever it might be. Donald Trump, maybe, I don't know. There's always something that is why Brexit hasn't worked. Or it's not the kind of Brexit, you know, that, like, for instance...
Brexit hasn't been a triumph.
It's just madness. The whole thing's absolute madness. So even Labour is now slowly acknowledging the damage caused, about ring fencing with red lines. Yeah, these red lines need to go. We're not going to get anywhere with Brexit. We're not going to get closer alignment with Brexit if we don't get rid of these red lines. Because it's just madness. It really is madness. So, now it's video across the channel through the other end of the Brexit telescope, and the picture is quite different. But before we do that, let's have a look in the chat. I don't know if I'm going to be going quite as long today because I'm losing my voice already. Christopher, there we go. Let me come start from the beginning or the end. Oh no, not Brexit. Yes, Brexit. It is pretty darn shit. Skilled people can mow grass. Well, they certainly can. Scott's dog, can you show this fit? But no. One angry pagan. Hello, Lee Corn. Yeah, I know it's late night, but I'm not going to be going too long, to be fair. I've already made a couple of videos tonight. Welcome to the Brexit, sir. Have I got that one on there still? Oh, I don't know if I have. I have got them. I just need to reinstall them. I can't see it. Because a while back I had to completely redo my computer, so everything got lost. Not lost, but you know, I had to take everything off and start again. Musk needs landscapers. Does he? What? And we are too retarded. Yes. Oh god, yeah. Really point that out. Musk retweeted a tweet by the Capital Autism Capital, which is probably something else that he's involved in, as it's probably his blooming Twitter page. And on this crikey, on this flipping tweet that was on there, which he retweeted, it basically, oh crikey, I need to find it. I really do. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Right, I don't want to go on Twitter. Anyway, he's basically calling all American people MAGA a lot. He's saying that there is the MAGA the tech MAGA. Then he's saying there's the MAGA or the right. Oh, no, there's the right MAGA, and then there's the right MAGA. He was saying, and he's referring to the right MAGA as retarded, and you can't retrain or you can't train the right MAGA because they're retarded, which is rather offensive, and it's offensive and an offensive term anyway, isn't it? So yeah. I know what you mean, one angry pagan, because the planet is going to shite, and no one seems to want to do anything about it. So I think we're bugged. So I don't think there's anything going to happen. Not anything that's going to really make a difference. So what you need to do is you need to create yourself a bunker. All right, that's what you need. You need a bunker. I don't know where you're going to put one, but you dig yourself a bunker. One of the Arkham shelters, so get some old pigsty, the old arched pigsty, like corrugated. You start with one of them or something, for the fallout. A bit start. Please be kind enough to clear up the wee misunderstanding there. Ooh. Well, folks, I have popcorn ready for the new season of the American sitcom. It's flipping crazy. Orange 2, the return of the golden showers. They are already complaining online. Yeah, and he's not even in power yet. And Anderson Sheller, that's the one. The Anderson Sheller. That's it. That's like a corrugated. Yeah, anyway, yeah. Own dugout. Thanks for that. Cheers, Stephen. I can't always think of the word. I do get mind bog, like a brain fog. It shouldn't be helpful when you do this long, is it? It's part of one of the side effects of having fibromyalgia is brain fog, which isn't very helpful. Sometimes I just sort of comatose. I hope Scotland doesn't repeat the Brexit era with Skexit. The exact same thing. No, Scotland needs its freedom. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's going to be another Northern Ireland situation, but they need to. They need to get away from this flippin' madness. Westminster is just. They're like a cat lost in headlights. They're just. We haven't had a decent government for years, have we? We really haven't. And I would say the last decent government we had that was, halfway decent was, I know you're not going to like it because of Arrogance, it would have been Tony Blair and his government. That was the nearest we were going to go to any kind of sanity compared to what we've been putting up with the last. And even Cameron, to be fair, it's not my cup of tea, but crikey, he wasn't a Boris Johnson at least. He wasn't a Liz Truss, though. Donald Trump is America's Liz Truss. Seriously, it's just nuts,
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
What? Up to that. Let's try it again, shall we? There you go.
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
Dr. Davey says, I might give up on politics, you and me both, mate. I tell you what. It's not good. I was speaking to Batman Talks the other day. He's not very happy at the moment. He doesn't know what he wants to do. It's a bit of a shame. He had a bit of time out before, but he really doesn't know what, I don't know if I should have said anything actually, but there you go. He wants to have a chat with me. But I understand, I understand if he's got his doubts. He ain't said one way or the other, but he's just he's having a bit of trouble at the moment with it all. And I understand that. I come to the conclusion a long while ago that I had to lighten the load with it, with this channel, in that stop doing edited videos and stuff like that. There's just not enough time, and you don't get any more views for it in many cases. So you think yourself, are you getting the message about out any better? For some people it might be the thing. So I just tend to just wing it. So pretty much all my videos, these days, I never used to be able to do it, but I tend to just spitball them. You probably tell. Oh dear. There we go. The blonde lettuce. That she's. What was that, 47 or 47 days she made, Have you been to Bigbury? No. Bigbury? No, I don't think I have, no. Wherever that is or what that is. I did not mind Tony Blair. I think he did a lot of good, especially with the schools and stuff. He really did, I remember when I used to work on a lot of the construction that was done at the schools, got rid of all the mobiles. Some major blooming work done. A lot of money was spent, on infrastructure, education, building stuff, hospitals and stuff like that, A lot of them were PFI hospitals, which I'm not keen on. I think they're terrible idea. Agreeing with the free speech, it's not equal to the right to cause disruption. That's people on, for instance, the United States regarding their First Amendment. They don't even know what it means. It just means that the government is not allowed to impede on your freedom of speech or expression in the United States. But they jump on this thing like it's a carte blanche rule. No, it's the First Amendment. The First Amendment they go on about. It's just like them with their Second Amendment and the guns, and it's like they're going around with bloody bazookas. And massive machine guns. Why? It's like like say the claymores and all that sort of stuff. And they reckon that's the right to bear arms. What, all arms? These laws, these amendments. Most of these amendments were put into place when this stuff you couldn't even get this stuff. It wasn't available to ordinary people. It's crazy. Yeah, I agree 100%. You were at school during the Blair years, and I can attest that things are getting better year on year. My company, we had a little construction firm, and we used to do all sorts of stuff from grounds, landscaping, grounds maintenance, all the way up to house building and state extensions and stuff like that. We're quite diverse. We did a lot of work for, not all via the building control in the United Kingdom, not Broadland. And we were busy, really, really busy. Did really well until that recession hit. But we did a lot of work for construction firms that did the extra work, for instance, the extensions on the schools and stuff like that. Because I got rid of all the mobiles, didn't they? We used to have mobiles. I can remember going to school, Thorpe St Andrew High School, and they had the old Tyrolean wooden boxes, they're awful, awful places. Hot in the summer, cold in the winter. They were terrible. They weren't a conducive, good place to learn. They really weren't. And also they get a bit rough. So they will tell you, basically they done a hell of a lot of work to, spent money. The area where all the mobiles were was all, they built a new building on it. So, yeah, it makes sense. They were turned into golems, right? They're precious. Why would you need more than a hunting rifle and a handgun? Exactly. You don't. It's obvious, isn't it? That's fair enough. Especially a hunting rifle, if it's something that you do. Especially if you're doing to eat, humans. A musket took like 5 minutes to reload. Far cry from weapons today, exactly. Pumping the old rod down there, rodding the old and putting the old belt in and stuff. Oh dear. I'm not American. That's okay. What did you just say? Most imports are usually because cheaper labour costs overseas. So are Americans willing to work for less or pay more for their goods? Probably both. That is a valid point, though. And that's kind of what's happened in the UK. It happens everywhere. At the end of the day, why are we buying stuff? Such as my phone here, which is made in China. Because it's cheaper. Well, originally it was because it was cheaper to produce over there because of labour costs and what have you. But then, with the monies that China was growing rapidly, they used that money to reinvest. And the wages obviously became a little bit more expensive. They're still cheaper, but they became a bit more expensive. So the prices increased a little bit. But the manufacturing is second to none over there. They know what they're doing. They're not fools, They're basically they're taking over everything. Now people say, oh yeah, China's not doing very well. We built all these houses and all falling apart and stuff like that. But no, at the end of the day, China has got massive growth still. They've still got around 7% growth. The UK has got no growth. See, I know China's obviously overtook the United Kingdom years ago regarding GDP. But India just took over, was it last year, the year before, India overtook the UK's GDP? You know? Because they're in a similar situation to China. Not as advanced as China, but they're in a similar situation. They are playing the same game as China. And then it'll be Vietnam, it'll be all these other countries that have low wages, and you'll find they'll end up being bigger economies than us. Because the basis of low wage, yeah, because we want cheap stuff, you know. Crap like, you know, like this pot. This is made in China, this pot is. Just to put the doggy treats in. You know, your packaging in the supermarkets, most of that's come from China. It's not something we can really do much about. Because we're so far down that old rabbit warren, we're so far down there now, and it's just like, it's too difficult now. It's too narrow to turn around. We haven't got a route to get out. So we're going to carry on getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And while this all happens, and, you know, relying on China and India and other countries like that, we'll just find ourselves more of a minnow, because they just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And we'll have less soft power. We'll have less power, because, not be funny, their armies are immense. And their military is extremely technical, especially China's. But, you know, India's getting there. They're nice. They produce building helicopters and all sorts of stuff now, and howitzers, and you know, and they're getting better and better and better at it. We don't produce enough in the way of defence in the United Kingdom or in the EU. They're doing more now, but it's not enough. What good is a defence system that's relying on a country that maybe you're at war with? Where's the sense in that? There's none whatsoever, I don't think. So, where was I? Not that one. There we go. Do bears have arms? They do. They have 4 legs, actually, but you know. There again, bears can stand on the hind legs, so are they arms? Ooh. Do bears have arms? I got the right to arm bears, me, says one angry pagan. I know it doesn't, because I got a in my family, my family's heritage, it's past anyway, was given a coat of arms in the form of given in knighthood or something, and because of that, it gives you the right to bear arms. But I don't think that bears any weight these days. So yeah. I look at where things are made before I buy, and buy local. It's very difficult, Steve McGowan. You might think that there's most times it's just assembled. It's. Although I was very surprised when I bought some new keys for my some cherry reds for my keyboard, which is just hair and it's ghost typing. Basically, I'm getting like 2 Ds instead of like this keyboard hair. And the keys were a small print on the back, see where they're made. I thought it would be PRC or something, People's Republic of China. But no, they were made in Germany, manufactured and engineered in Germany. So I thought, oh bloody hell, that's unusual. And they weren't expensive. To be fair, they weren't expensive at all. They were cheap, 15 quid for 21 keys. It's like the mechanism, not just the top bits, the mechanism. But it's got the cherry reds. I'd like to have a bear more than a gun, says Pete Peg. What are you going to do with a bear? Is it going to be a dancing bear? You going to get a honey? I don't know. Friggs blessings. Okay, sorry, there we go. Some of I missed that there. There we go. All fathers' blessings, one angry pagan, and a blessing to you all. You lot. Anyway, I just want to skip a bit more of this before I call it a night. Oh, don't get a big old like button if you haven't done so already. And if you ain't going to do it once, do it. Do the dislike button twice. All activity. So over 50 years ago, a nation shaped by a history of empire and dominance. Yes, we enslaved the world. Not just the UK, to be fair, France did as well. But its world state is rapidly fading, and its industry is reeling from decades of neglect. It was like the Commonwealth. These Brexiters, they keep going on about the bloody Commonwealth, don't they? And when it comes down to the Commonwealth, they say, well, we're not really interested in you lot anymore. We don't want nothing to do with you. We might change our flag. So, first applied to join the original 6-member EEC, and it was a shadow of its former self. A semi-desperate nation marooned in a sepia-tinted haze of last chance saloon, but with a little sense of obvious desire to be an integral part of a great Europe. Now, if I go hard, and I can show you this, not that, I might have to bring that one over. That's it, that's what I'll do. Oh, there we go. Now, let's just bring that higher so you can see it. Now, if you look at that. Oh, look at little old GB now. This is what we're like now, right? Because you've got the Schengen area, you've got the EFTA, you've got the EEA, you've got the EU Customs Union, you've got the EU, the Eurozone. You know, it's complicated, isn't it? It's very, very complicated. And you got EFTA, which we got Switzerland, which is always complaining as part of the Schengen area, and EFTA. And now, Great Britain is Billy No Mates, as far as Europe's concerned. Billy No Mates. Look at us up there on our own. Yeah. It's lonely, isn't it? It's lonely. So it's a good way of breaking it down, I think. With things obviously like the Eurozone regarding the Euro, Ireland and Italy and Estonia, Slovenia, Slovakia, Belgium. And I think this needs updating actually. Because isn't Croatia now in the... Did Croatia come into the Eurozone? Yeah, I can't remember now. Hey, Pete Back. Nice, cheers, buddy. And Romania. Well, even flipping... get out of the way now. Even Ukraine is going through the negotiation stage. It's going to take a hell of a long while, though. And it might not even happen, you know. With everything that's going on at the moment, it's debatable, isn't it? It really is. So, back into that one. Back up there. Oh, crikey, I'm all up there. Come back down there, you. So, over the following decades, Nigel Farage was complaining. Made that up, obviously, but it's pretty much true. The EEC expanded and morphed into the EU, and major nations pooled sovereignty and currencies. And yet the UK stood back and used its position to argue not only for opt-outs and budget rebates, but that the EU should bend and change its rules to suit the UK's domestic politics. And the proverbial family member who sought to contribute less while the rest pitched in to help build the home. The view through the EU's end of the telescope would show that the UK as a nation, which purports to be European when it suits, but otherwise class-ridden, which definitely is class-ridden, isn't it? Angles for their loving and self-deluding world-beating. How many times have we heard that? With the electoral system that is anything but proportional, most definitely not, and only partially democratic, it was the House of Lords, and without a written constitution, God, we need one, where no government is bound by decisions of its predecessor. Now, with a ruling Labour Party commanding a huge parliamentary majority, but where 4/5 of the electorate either did not vote for them or chose not to vote at all. Which is it's a lame excuse, really, isn't it? You vote for the least worst option. You don't want the worst option. Respectable GDP per capita, but gross inequalities within. No, it's not a respectable GDP per capita. We need to understand the fact that it's costing us more to get that GDP now. It's not the tax take. It's just how much the country turns over, goes through the exchequer, or gets registered through our tax affairs. It's not the amount of tax we're paying or the amount of money the country's earning. There's money that's coming into the country, but not necessarily. Some of that will be going back out again. So no, that's not accurate. It costs a lot more now to do business because of Brexit. So anyways, they say respectable GDP per capita, but gross inequalities within, high levels of poverty and rising destitution. Someone mentioned earlier 21% poverty in the United Kingdom, but the thing is, you see, where there's poverty, there's crime, and it's a spiral. The situation gets worse. I still feel like my head's stuck on top of a box. Stubbornly poor industrial productivity and the result in part of low investment, and yet content to play concierge to some of the world's most grotesquely wealthy. And that is one of the biggest problems we've got in the UK, is the fact that all the money's just been sucked out. It really is, you know. We buy the stuff, they get that money, and the profit ends up in their back pockets or in some foreign bank account. Half the time they didn't pay any tax on it. It's a piss take. It really is a piss take. And stubbornly poor industrial productivity is not surprising when you can't get the materials that you need when you need them. You can't get the labour force when you need them. I'm talking about skilled labour, like Elon Musk said. The MAGA lot are retarded. Can't believe he said that. God's sake, it's all about losing your fan base. So, now with impoverished housing market, price whipped. Be under recognition, 15% housing growth over the last 3 years. Not so much now, but that was 15% every year. Basically, because we had low interest rates, way too low. That was stupid. So artificially propping up the economy. That's just daft. I said this years ago to Carol. I can't understand what's the point of having a 0% interest rate? You're not going to earn any money. People aren't going to save anything, so they're not going to look after the futures. They're going to be looking at more risky ways of investing money, such as Bitcoin. Well, I didn't say that back then because it wasn't available, but it would be now. So what's that look like? Oh, my granddaughter got one of them funny cameras that you have a thermal paper in. There's a picture of me. Oh, thank God the nail varnish is wearing off, though. Yeah. Oh, damn it. So, we're not building enough houses. They reckon we're going to build 1.5 million houses in the next 4 years. Ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'll be very surprised if it does. You know, you can soften the planning laws as much as you like, but at the end of the day, if you haven't got the materials, you haven't got enough materials, and you've got enough skilled workers, especially bricklayers and what have you, because you're building the wrong type of houses. You see, you wouldn't need very many bricklayers. You would need for oversight and stuff like that, because you still need a raft foundation, really. Unless we could do something about that, even, simplify it. So, yeah, it's daft way building. We're foreign-owned and foreign-influenced media. Murdoch and his News Corp are free to write, print, and influence whatever fact-free populist dog whistles they wish to a woefully undereducated, largely monolinguistic population. Yeah, I'd say that probably included me. I'm sort of like semi-mono now, but I'm getting there, but it's hard. Terrible French. I try, but crikey. I worry I'm going to spit on people. Roll me R's. So anyway, with a post-industrial services-based economy propped up by financial sector designed to maximise short-term gain. See, that doesn't make that's the problem with the electoral system that we've got, isn't it? Short-term gain, because they never look to the future. They just think on my term, or like for instance, Donald Trump should only do. There should be his last term, shouldn't it? It should, unless even something changes. But he doesn't. He ain't gonna care, is he? Oh, excuse me. Now, these are the UK's problems alone and stem from society and history. None could be solved by leaving the EU. Indeed, Brexit was an ultimate opt-out. At the end of the day, though, at least none of these problems are going to be solved. They haven't been solved. We haven't seen any benefits of Brexit. Well, the immigration's got worse, which is the argument for Brexit, isn't it? I know we can keep going over this stuff, and I do, but we need to remind ourselves how crazy this really was, and how stupid these people were to vote for something that clearly was going to make their lives worse, just like the MAGA lot, you know? There's no logical sense in it. Anyway, let's have a look in the chat. Oh, here we go, down we go. Come on, move. Folk, if you wish to help climate, please support all sorts. Oh yeah, we've got our rewilding we're doing here in France. We were going to plant some trees today, but we forgot. But we're planting loads of trees anyway. We've got a whole load there to put in the ground, and we're making signs. I'm using my laser now, which really works really well. I've learned how to cut with it now as well, which is pretty cool. And I've got a CNC machine now. So these are all things that have been sent to me by people who want me to make videos of them. So it'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. A Mad Monk has a tree, and it's got a sort of multiple sign, which I'm gonna redo on that. I'm gonna keep that one in there. Actually, we're gonna put another one up with it because your tree's bigger now. It can hold the weight. So yeah. Anyway, there's links down below if you're interested in our rewilding project. We're planting trees and making bat boxes and stuff like that. What did Stephen say? Ironic response given my comment was purely factual. Oh dear, what happened? What happened? What have I missed? What did I miss? Let's have a look. Be nice, please. Be nice. Yeah, thanks again, Steve Beck. Much appreciate it, really is. You know, I appreciate you. I do. Oh, I can't see it now. Scotland would be stepping out of even more trade relations with Skexit, learn from Brexit. It's not exactly the same thing, though. It's not the same thing. The trade deals with Brexit has damaged Scotland. We have to understand that. It has damaged Scotland. The trade deal with Australia has made lives much harder for the Scottish farmers. Also, the fact is they're not getting their subsidies anymore in Scotland. You know, and then you've got the fishermen. Imported foodstuffs into Scotland when it was a supplier. It's not going to help, is it? And besides, don't you like Angus beef? No, I think the thing is, what we have to I think we should understand is, you know, I'm English, all right. Well, not sound like it, but from Norfolk, which happens to be in England, right? And my view is, Scotland is a country, all right, which is, it's a country in its own right. I do not own Scotland. It's not really my country, is it? No. It's of the Scottish people's country. The people who live there. It's theirs. It's not mine. The United Kingdom, you could argue, is. But I don't really believe in a union that's dictated by Westminster. It's not really a union. A union should be looking after the interests of all. And Scotland is constantly getting denigrated by, Westminster. Going on about their economy and stuff like that. And a lot of it's lies. You know, Scotland does a darn sight more with the money they've got than Little England. They really do. They'd be better off on their own. For a start, they've got free prescriptions, free education. You know, that's just for start. I don't know what else I got free, but you know, the people get looked after. But they're constantly getting shot on. So, do I want Scotland? Do I want a Skexit, as you put it? No. Do I think it should happen? Yes. And my mind might change. If things change for the better for the people of Scotland, and it makes sense for them to be in the EU for them, well then I might have a different point of view. But as it stands, we've had decades and decades of vitriol thrown at the Scottish government, whether it be the SNP, you know. And you've got to remember is, if you attack a party, you're attacking the people who voted for that party. You really are. And I just don't think they've got a choice, personally. They need to. They need to get away from this man. Look at the damage that's been caused in the last few years because of continuous Tory governments. And are Labour going to be any better? I don't know. I've got my doubts. I want them to be, obviously. Is that the Americanism, is it? I don't understand that. Why can't you say, I appreciate you? I say, I talk Yoda half the time. That is. I didn't know, you know, that was an Americanism. I just said that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've been making those videos recently for sort of with America, yeah, more American. I'll try to just make the connection, but it's not always that easy because some things are just so mad with them. We think we've got it bad in the UK. Oh my God, you poor people in the United States. I really feel sorry for you. Now, how Scottish you being? Flag shagging is a fictional romance. What the hell are you on about? Can't use words like that on my channel, thank you, though, please. I'm not having that. That's gonna go. Sorry, I'm not having those kind of words used on the channel. You can damage my channel. You know, it's one of the reasons why I keep an eye on the chat and stuff, and also in the comments. But yeah, people, you're welcome to have your point of view, but I don't want any vitriol, please. But I agree, Brexit shit. I just said some vitriol, didn't I? Yeah. See what you done to me? Blimey. And what about the poor fish? No, they're happy fish. They're happy fish. Jacob Rees-Mogg told us they're happy fish. You could argue that biggest trade and travel partner. The only thing is, a lot of countries, including Scotland, are starting to go on about over tourism. Maybe they want to reduce a little bit of it. They're putting fees on, aren't they, on hotels and stuff? Financial services prop up London, yes they do. But what does the rest of the country have? Aging farmers, factories shut down, mines closed, drunk fishermen complaining about the EU. I like that bit. But yeah, you got a point there, Steve. We're going. Yeah, it's Oh dear, no, but it's true, though, isn't it? You know, we criticise this, the city of London, what have you, in the financial sector, and they prop up the country's economy big time. You know, it's the only sector that's actually grown, which has made up some of the GDP. So all the other sectors, being our GDP is about the same, obviously have died. When you consider over 4,000 construction firms, 4,284, I think it is, something like that, have actually collapsed, gone into liquidation. Well, it's clear that that's construction industry, an industry that we don't have enough people, you know. a very busy industry still, yet construction firms can't cope under the climate. Some of it's because of commitments. Some of it because of contracts that were negotiated and agreed on and signed on, and then all of a sudden we got Brexit, what have you, and they can't be under the same terms. It's impossible because everything's more expensive, so they can't make any money. Labour's more expensive, materials more expensive. So needless to say, there's less money to be had in the contract. I know that's happened a lot. So some of my friends who's still doing the work in the UK, getting a bit older now, but it's not a job for old bones, I tell you. I don't agree about Scotland and trade deals. We would be free to join the EU or EFTA. The only thing I would say is, what are you going to do about the border? That's the one thing I just think of the same situation as Northern Ireland. That's the biggest complication for me. I think the rest of it you could do, but I think that's going to be really difficult. You've got to build a wall, and the English are going to pay for it. Fine. The ointment is I can't even say it, man. My throat is funny. Oh, the government. Recalcitrance. Oh, bloody hell, that's a funny word. Of the government to. I see. I see what you mean. You're talking about monies. There's much cross-border trade, but it goes both ways. But all the trade, yes. Do you think Farage will sell us down the river to Musk? Well, he's going to sell us down the river to Musk because he's already said he's going to that Musk is going to be investing money in the Reform Party. Musk, and that's been hinted at $100 million. I would say that is selling us out. I really would. Whether he'd actually go further than that, make the 51st state. I think somebody actually who was that? Somebody in the Telegraph, Poppy someone, I think it was. Yeah, Daily Telegraph journalist. I'll show you that. Let's bring over here. Yeah, I've got to show you that. That's hilarious. It's ridiculous, but it's hilarious. Oh, blimey. Oh. Let me just click on that. Let's get that a bit bigger because I can't. Oh, formats. That's good. So, a Daily I can't. I won't sign up to Daily Telegraph, so I found it elsewhere. So, Daily Telegraph journalist, Britain should become the 51st state. She says Starmer's policies are hurting the United Kingdom, or the kingdom, says Polly Coburn of the Telegraph. So, Britain should become the 51st US state because Prime Minister Keir Starmer's economic policies are hurting the kingdom, says the Daily Telegraph journalist Poppy Coburn. What a load of bollocks. She's referring to mainly the Class 4 national insurance contributions, which went up. Which, for some people, it's going to make it harder. If it's small businesses, it won't. But for large organisations, it's going to become more expensive. And is it going to stop? It's not a huge amount of money still, though, I can't see it actually affecting them investing in the United Kingdom because there's still a customer base. And if everybody's working under the same banner, well, why wouldn't they invest still? It just puts the cost of stuff up. Pretty much, you see. In the day, these costs always get passed on. If you know you're going to have additional taxes, your cost of employment goes up, well, then you increase the cost of the product. Simple as that. That's what happens. So would they... You might get some people get turned away, but I don't think so. I think that's just bollocks. I think that's just the right-wing media just jumping on the bandwagon and using it as some kind of whip. According to her, the United States is expecting a revival with Donald Trump coming to power. No, they're not. They're going to go into a dire, a flipping recession if he does what he says he's going to do. We'd be lucky if we were promised a deal like Trump's offer to Canada. Because Donald Trump said to be 51st state. Expansionism. That's what it is, expansionism. The US sees the UK as an offshore services haven, similar to India, and they are taking advantage of our extremely low wage growth to skim the cream. We've got excessive wage growth. It's just enough good jobs. The plumbers, the builders, electricians, they are earning a packet. The lorry drivers, because there ain't enough of them. Extremely low wage growth to skim the cream and get the most talented personnel into the fields of law, finance and technology, the journalist pointed out. What about the fact that we need all these people to work in the fields and grow crops and stuff? Cool. Are they allowed in? Coburn emphasised that London does not even need to abandon the monarchical system. Please do. Trump has proven his ability to keep a court at his Mar-a-Lago estate, she writes. Oh, for God's sake. She's an idiot. Time is not on our side. With the collapse of the Eurozone and the rise... What collapse? Oh, I live here in France. I didn't notice the collapse. Nothing's really changed. A shaky state will be crushed like an ant between two huge elephants. Oh, so the crush of the Eurozone, which is basically the European Union, and the United States. And so I thought the economy is the Eurozone is failing. So how are we going to crush you? So the merger of Britain into America would, of course, be a tragedy from a historical point of view, but I don't even want to think about the alternative of the irresponsible becoming a weak state because of the politicians who have a difficulty understanding what the concept of statehood means. This is kind of... What? She's countering herself. The journalist pointed out, why don't we join America first and take the side of the winners? Then at least we'll have a better quality fast food. Hormone injected beef. These people are lunatics. Absolute lunatics. Hello, we sort of. My point is that while England is Scotland's biggest trading partner, the opposite is also true, and we have a huge energy resources that you do, and water. Who knows, our independence could help the UK to rejoin. Very good point. Especially over that border. My treatment nurse always told me, if reform get in, then we should be very worried. The thing is, these people, it's like they don't really expect to ever win, right? And they have all these ideas and stuff. Well, they can say whatever they like, because they know full well they're never going to get in power. They just know it. You know. Yeah, sounds like the author wants the UK to be a USA colony, not a partner. Hello, Vicar. The USA can jog on. They owe us loads of tax for the tea that they threw into the Boston Harbour. Look at that. That's going back. The Mar-a-Lago makes the Royals look normal. I know. That place is disgusting. It's a bit gross. Tasteless. Absolutely tasteless. Yeah, collapse of the Eurozone. The right wing always saying that, you know. It's like they're going on about Germany and stuff like that. You know, Germany's having problems, but it'll get through it. You know, it'll get through it. And it's basically because obviously what's going on with Russia. You know, they're too reliant on energy from Russia. We've all been doing it in the EU. You know, too dependent. Bobby Coburn needs to lay off the sherry, says Joe Lefty. The NHS made for the rich, not for the poor. Well, it is with the PFI scheme hospitals where shitload of money is invested in them, and they're getting a shitload of money out. We're stuck with them. If you talk about the NHS, I think they get a bad rep. I think the people in the NHS work bloody hard. You know, the stretch, they do too many blooming hours. If I compare the NHS to what's going on here in France, it's chalk and cheese. The staff are nowhere near as stressed. They do have their whinges and whines and moans and stuff, because it has got a little bit worse over the years. But not anything like this. No comparison to what's going on in the United Kingdom. See, they've got their working time directive and what have you. They can't actually work over 35 hours. So they're not having to do like 60, 70 hours a week, filling in for other people, what have you. You know, for the same money. No, they don't have to. So they're much better off, apparently. And they get paid a better wage. It's not a huge amount in it, to be fair. But the actual cost of living in France is much lower than the UK. Such as, you know, renting a home or buying a home, you know. It's much lower. The housing taxes, you know, regarding the obviously council tax and stuff, it's bloody expensive in the UK. You know, we pay here, and I've got a 4-bedroom house, old stone farmhouse. We've got way over two something, 3 hectares, and we've got a lot of land, and we pay around €300-400 a year on taxes for this place. It's cheaper. Okay, it's just a lot cheaper to live. Apart from the food's expensive. That really has gone up recently. I'm sorry, but no. This is not all that England is. We can still do better, and even if it doesn't seem like it right now. I'm sorry, but no. Know what? It's shit at the moment. Let's be honest. It's pretty shit at the moment. Can we do better? Yes. Have we got to wake up? Yes. Have we got to own our mistakes? Yes. We're never going to correct the problems unless we accept what the problems are. The problem is there's a huge wave in the population and politicians that they're frightened. They don't want to give Nigel Farage any more kudos. Who's 100 years old? So an angry pagan doesn't like the idea of being the 51st state. No. You might want to get out quickly. Quickly, you're not going to get out, are you? You're stuck. Britain is slowly returning to its former power level before it became an empire. Not necessarily a bad thing. Possibly not. Yes, he did. He died today. I think he was 100. Jimmy Carter died. So, 100 years old. Right, old age, eh? Oh my God, we have beer bad catfish and duck fried chips there. Oh my God. What? I'd take that over British pollock and chips any day. I'd question whether or not the cod that you get in the United Kingdom at the chip shop is actually cod at all, and that it might be pollock. Not all of it, but I bet some places are selling pollock and calling it cod. It's quite simpler. Oh, crikey. Beer battered catfish. Does it have whiskers? Well, actually, catfish do, doesn't he? Because he beat your ass, as she says. What did Nick say? We will never forgive, never forget. The USA can jog on, they owe us loads. Oh, crap, here we go. But British fish and chips are considered the gold standard over here in Australia, and they ain't wrong. Depends where you go. Depends where you go. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night because my throat is killing me. I think I might have a sore throat coming on. I hope not. Don't feel right anyway. I'd like to thank everybody for coming, and I'd like to thank moderators for moderating. And yeah, genuinely, it's a nice sort of chat going on there, you know. So people are being decent within reason, and those who aren't are being zapped by the spanners, who are the moderators. In case you're wondering. It's not a derogatory term on this channel, spanners, okay? No. Where are we? Ooh.
We said more recently we wanted to get Brexit done.
But Mr. Fabricant, your Brexit is like a used toilet that won't flush. The longer you leave it, the greater the stench and the greater the risk to your health. Oh.
Well, don't keep interrupting me. I know at the moment it's not good. We know that in the last, because our steps have been, very disastrous.
Toodaloo, and thanks for coming and participating in the chat. I hope you have a lovely week. Yeah, toodaloo.